I'm using the webcam in our one of our studios of the future, and it's like the first time I've used this webcam, and it's interesting because it seems to me like the iPhone has a better camera. You know, kind of odd, right? Anyway, hello and good morning, and welcome to Thursday, the 30th of November. Wow, it's hard to believe tomorrow's December 1st already. In the next few minutes or so, I'll make my way over to the DC studio for the DC show. Lots of fun stuff on the way today. We went over just kind of pulling the sidebar away a little bit. We talk about things the day before, and then if things change through the overnight, we make adjustments. It's kind of a thing. But anyway, lots of good stuff to talk about this morning. That we'll get to, if not today, later on. Best time to send an email, according to research, 9:15 on Tuesday mornings, because people have dug out from the weekend and they're finally into the work mode. They studied over 3,000 email accounts over 3 months to figure this out. So if people aren't responding to your email, it's because you're not sending them at 9:15 on Tuesday mornings. Who knew? And now we do. Do you want to know about the common cold? If you're a happy person, you tend to not get sick as much, no matter how much vitamin C, zinc, elderberry, or whatever you take that you Google. And if you're happier, apparently science says that's a better remedy. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Workouts do more for your brain than crosswords and Mozart and, words with friends and Wordle. Okay. Men are more comfortable in cooler temperatures. All right. Winter bad for your health, your appearance, and your sex life. That's trending this morning. And I bet you did not know, but there were 3,447 Ferraris sold in the US in 2022. People be rich. Rich, I'm trying to tell you. Now, let's get on to a couple of things that I want to talk about before I jump over to the other show. Um, Most of you who play along with the home game know that it is part of my responsibility here for iHeart to perform at night in Dallas on a station called 1029 Now. Actually, formerly called 1029 Now, now known as Mix 1029. It's early in the morning. You got to cut a brother a break. So, anyway, I've been keeping an eye on the news down there, and Mark Cuban sold his stake in the Dallas Mavericks for like $3+ billion. Dude is up to something. Like Mark Cuban did not become Mark Cuban by doing just ridiculous things. Now he might have sold some things and said some ridiculous things to sell those things, but that's what salespeople do. Although sometimes they're more authentic than ridiculous. Got to be careful because you never know who might be watching. But the truth of the matter is I think he's up to something. I think it rhymes with casino. I think that he has to get out of Shark Tank because if you're in a position to influence things, they don't like you owning casinos. So I think that's probably what he's up to. Probably. I'm not sure. But if I had that Mark Cuban money and I could afford to pull it off, and then I had another $3.2 billion inbound from some guy who owns casinos in Vegas. What's his name? Sheldon Adelson or whatever. Game on. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. The other thing this morning that's interesting to me is what will be the mindset today. It's from John Krasinski, the actor, who says always trying new things is always more fun, and it can be scary, but it's fun nonetheless. Right? It's always more fun in the end, and it's really true. I think sometimes I know I forget about that. That there's a certain joy in starting over. There's a certain joy in trying something new or trying something new to you, and it doesn't have to be food. It doesn't have to be, parachuting out of an airplane. Doesn't have to be learning how to fly, although these things are all bucket list items that would be really cool. It just means trying something new that sure might scare you, but I think things that scare you get you out of your comfort zone. And that's where life is found when you leave the comfort zone of what's familiar or when you leave what you want to do. You know what I mean? and you do what you have to do so that ultimately you can get back to doing what you want to do. Does that make sense? Boy, that was very deep this morning. Very deep. This is what happens when you dry up and you have a certain clarity and you start thinking deeper about things and then deeper about things. And then you realize it's almost 4:25 and you have 5 minutes to get to the other studio. But those are a few things that are on my mind this morning. The last thing that's on my mind, well, there are two things. Number one, Alex over at Moco Show, who does an incredible job when it comes to being local and reporting local stuff around here in my home market. Says there are a bunch of new Dunkin' Donuts about to open. Can they please be 24 hours and please be close to 1801 Rockville Pike? Because not that I'm tired of my drive, but and I love Sheets like no other place on the planet for what Sheets does with MTO food, but they're different than Dunkin'. I go to Dunkin' for certain coffees. I go to Dunkin' for certain breakfast things. But Dunkin's not open all night, at least not that I know of. And so, in order to get my breakfast fix at one something, 2 o'clock in the morning ish, I've got to make a Sheets run. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just wish that they would open a 24-hour all night Dunkin' someplace close, well lit, protected, maybe next to a police station. That'd be nice. Just saying. Dear Santa, I've been very good this year. I would like this for Christmas, if you please. But anyway, looking at the camera, this is what, day 30 of No Shave November, which means I can shave tomorrow. I've got to put that whole course of every week photo up for you to check out so you can see how much it either grew or didn't grow. If you ask me, I mean, I can tell that it grew. I can tell that it's full lure, but to me, it just takes forever to grow. So I'm like, whatever, whatever. But anyway, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have anything on your mind, even if it's just to say ridiculous stuff, I don't care if you insult me. Feel free to comment. I'm down with them. It's okay. I'll even comment back because, well, if you're going to take the time to write me, even if it's an insult, I should comment back, right? Right. So let's have a day today, shall we? If you need me for anything, you know where I am. In the meantime, God bless us, everyone.